So this is her in Maya. Let me just I just want to hide the dress because the dress is not rigged. As you can see, the dress is not rigged. The dress is meant to be simulated after you have finished your animation. So you can simulate it either using Maya, Marvelous Designer, or Blender. I've tested it in all the platforms and it's working great. So let me just hide the dress. Okay, and let me turn full screen on, and let me turn on the channel box. Okay, good. So I'm just going to show you how the controls work. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up to the face. First of all, we've got the global control. This is the global control. We can move the whole character, and it can also scale the character up and down. So if you want to scale the character, this is the control that you use for scaling, the global control. We also have this secondary body mover that we have. If you want to move your character to different positions in your animation scene, you can use this control. Then we have our IK legs. So, and a bunch of options right here in the channel box. So we've got the foot roll. If you want to roll the feet, we've got the foot roll. We have many options. We've got this lean that you can use. We also have soft IK, and also her limbs can stretch. So if you move her legs, you can, of course, you can turn it off if you don't want her legs to stretch, but yeah, I normally just leave it on like this. So let me zero out this. We also have curves. You can access them by clicking on this little sphere. You have these options. Then we can turn the curve controls on. So these are the curve controls. This one is for the shin. Then we have this one for the knees, and this one for, sorry, I forgot to turn off. Okay, cool. Then we also have this one for the thighs. So let me just zero these out, just to make sure that everything is zeroed out to its default state. Right, this one is zeroed out. Also, we have by default the knee follows it points wherever the toes are pointing. So if you rotate your legs, your IK legs like this, see the knee, it just points to wherever the toes are pointing. But sometimes you want to have control over where your knee is pointing, so you can turn on the knee visibility right here. Turn it on, and then you can manually control where the knee is looking at at any given point in time. Let's zero this out and put this back to the default. Let's turn this off. Right, so of course we also have FK legs. This is the FK leg. Let me turn off the knee visibility. So these are the FK legs. So sometimes maybe a character is hanging on a bar, or maybe she's flying. You would most probably want to use FK legs. So let me just zero this out. Then working our way up, we have the hips. This is the hips. Let me turn off the FK legs, back to IK. Okay, that's good. Let me zero out the hips. Then we have the body mover right here. This is the body mover. Let me zero out this. And then for the spine, we've got two options. We've got an FK spine and then IK spine, and you can access the options by clicking on this little sphere at the back here, and here you can turn on or off the visibility. So by default the IK and the FK spine are both on. So let's say you want to turn off the IK spine off, and just use the FK. So this is the FK spine, and you can use this one, you know, if you want to just use this one. If you want to use them both, you can turn them both on. If you want to use the IK instead of the FK, you can turn on the IK and then turn off the FK right here. So this is the IK spine right here, right? I've also included some jigglers for the breasts. So these are the jigglers right here. Personally, I rarely use these ones because I'm lazy. I just put a jig with deformer, especially if I'm doing a character running. I just use the jig with deformer. These ones, yeah, I mean, if you want to do it manually, you can, but why would you want to do it if you can? If there's an easier way to do it, like that's how I do it. Anyway, let's move on to the hands. If you want to access the options for the hands, you can click on this hand looking controller, and you have these controls. So you have access to the cow. You can curl the fingers, the thumb curl. You can curl using those. You have the relax. You've got the spread, scrunch. All these ones you can, you know, play around with them and see what you get. And also, if you want to switch from FK to IK, you can click on this little sphere. It gives you these options. You can switch here from FK to IK. These are the IK controls. Switch back to FK. Then we have the curve controls similar to those on the legs. So this one is for the lower arm right here, this one for the elbow, and this one for the upper arm. So let's zero these out. Next, the shoulders, the neck. These I mean, there's no need for me to show you this one, like the shoulders, you know how the shoulders work. The neck, I've got the neck right here, the second part of the neck. So these are the neck controls. Let me zero these out. And then we have the face. Let me just turn off this first, this squash and stretch. It's supposed to be off by default, but I was playing around with the rig earlier, so I must have forgotten to turn it off. So yeah, so we have the jaw or the mouth control, which opens the mouth. So this is the main control. This outer nerves, it only opens the mouth through translation, so you can only use translation, you cannot rotate. But then this inner little nerves, it uses both translation and rotation. So if you want to, you know, have jaws open like this, you can do it like you can use either of these controls, this main one or this little one. Then we also have tongue control. You can click on the smiley face and it gives you these options. So we have tongue control on, so we can see the controls for the tongue. If you're doing lip sync, maybe you want her to say these, you know, that word it uses the tongue, so you can use the tongue controls to manipulate and do the pose that you want. So let me just undo that. Undo. Yes, everything is zeroed out. We also have teeth control. You can turn it off and on using this button here. So let's turn on the teeth. Let me just go into wireframe. This is the lower teeth. Let's go back into textured. So this is the lower teeth. You can move them up and down. You can even scale them however you want during animation. So that's the teeth control. Let's zero this out. And also another thing that I like to do, like if you select this mouth corner control, this one right here, it gives you these options. You know, you've got the zip. Sometimes you want to just zip the corners of the mouth like this. But personally, I rarely use this shortcut. I like to turn on the secondary controls and do it manually. So I like to use these bad boys right here for zipping the corners of the mouth like this. So I like to do it manually when I'm animating. That's just my preference. The one that this one, the one that I showed you, this one you can use it. It works fine, but it's just a personal preference. I prefer to do it manually when I'm animating. Then we also have. Let's move on to the eyes. Another thing that I love about this rig, if we select these knobs for the eye, look at this little thing, it gives you these options. You see, you can scale the pupil, you can shrink or dilate it. If she's scared, if she's shocked, you can, shrink it like this. If she's amazed or like wowed by something, you can scale the pupil up. This is like a really cool thing that I really love about this rig. Also, you can also scale the iris. You can also scale the iris using this control right here. So let's just put it back to its default state. And also, if you want to a quick blink, you select this controller. You have this option for a blink. You can blink, and then if you want to adjust the blink maybe to suit a certain emotion that you have during animation, you can then use these controllers to make the adjustments. Let me just throw this out. The blink, let's put it back to 0. Another cool thing that I wanted to show you, of course, the eyebrows. Pretty basic stuff, like the eyebrows, these ones, then you can sculpt whatever expression you want on Gamu's face using these controllers. Let's zero this out. Okay. Yes, another thing that I wanted to show you, the squash and stretch. Let's turn this on. Where are you, squash and stretch? Here you are. Let's turn this on. So we've got the main controller for the squash and stretch. This squashes the whole head. So if you move it, it squashes the whole head. So that's that. Then we've got this one. This one only affects the upper part of the skull, like this. Pretty cool. I really love this squash and stretch. Then we also have the one for the lower part of the mouth. Okay. I think the teeth are poking out of the skin, so you can then use the teeth control is on. That's good. So you can then use the teeth control to sort of bring them back into the mouth, and yeah, you have whatever expression you want to portray. Let me zero this out. Okay. Also, another controller I really love is this one entitled element control. If you turn this on, this one can move the mouth to whatever position you want, like during animation. You see, it's like pretty cool. I really love to do this sometimes. It gives character to your characters when animating. It gives them something extra. Then of course this is the nose. This for the nose. This one is a little bit extreme. I do not use it. I tend to use this little circular fellow here. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered the main things about Gamu. Yeah, I don't think I've omitted anything. So yeah, let's move on to Gamu, the blender version for Gamu, and see what she has to offer. Okay, cool.